everybody. It is a Thursday Weather Weenies. Ryan, Breton and Alan Holt here with you. And we've been on the cooler side, but we've now shared that cold weather with our friends to the south who were in like summer warmth half the week.
Yeah. It's been cool, but it's been manageable.
Yeah.
It hasn't been...
It did sting looking at the temperature map, though, when New York was 80 and
Yeah.
Hartford, Connecticut was 79. And, Boston even got into the mid-60s yesterday.
Delayed
went back
gratification.
down.
Delayed gratification.
Yeah.
That's how I'm framing it in my head. Yeah.
But, yeah, we have a pretty that front now had some push. Even Philadelphia, where, again, they were like low to mid-80s. They're down to 48. They'll get back into the warmth sooner than we will. But we've got another system that's on the way tonight into tomorrow morning, and it's coming into this cold air mass.
Which means a variety of precipitation types.
Right.
Into tonight, already seeing some of that just to the west of us. And overnight/Friday, I think parts of the state could be slick with
definitely.
respect to the freezing rain, which is just, it's the crummiest of the crumb for like precip types. But
yeah. And this high is a decently strong high, so it'll hold some of the cold near the surface for sure. This evening, there will just be some spotty light precipitation until late evening and overnight, really, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like into the overnight time frame. That's how it looked yesterday. That's how it's continuing to look today. And I think the real key is the model algorithm. It's funny, right? Because we know that if it's 34, it can't be freezing rain.
Right.
So it's either rain, wet snow, or sleet, which probably aren't going to be that problematic.
Agreed.
At 34, like Bangor, Waterville. But if you're in a place like Greenville, Rangeley, Millinocket,
Right.
that pink has a lot more punch.
Whoops, I got the wrong tool here. Hold on. I want to do the squiggly.
The squiggly.
I thought I had it.
Should be. Was it like a blue line?
There we go.
There it
So
goes.
something like this. Oh, my mouse is going off the edge of the thing. That's what's screwing me up. It's almost like in these areas here.
Yep.
Something like that.
Even though the pink extends outside of it, the real key is the surface temperature.
Yeah.
For the hazard.
Absolutely.
I think like we saw today, a few wet flakes.
Yeah.
In far southern Maine, temperatures were above freezing, but no freezing rain.
Yeah, the winter weather advisory is pretty far south. It's all of
aggressive.
Androscoggin County.
Yeah. Which is, we were talking about this, maybe they're being a little more aggressive with that, given they're thinking, we're speaking on their thinking now.
Yeah.
But what I would think the thought process is that, okay, we're getting into April now. People may have put things away. We're not really expecting it, but this one is going to make some roads slick. So let's just go full tilt with these advisories.
Yeah, that seems like what it is.
It seems like it.
And if you wake up at 6 a.m. in Lewiston and it's 35, you have nothing to worry about in Lewiston, for example.
But like we saw, into the foothills and
Absolutely.
higher, where you get those lower temperatures, I do think that over a tenth of an inch of freezing rain is possible in spots.
And it's a pretty long stretch into mid-morning where you're near or below freezing with this coming through.
Yeah.
At a decent clip, too,
Yeah.
it looks like.
So there probably will be slick spots. It's just like exactly where you circled. That's probably where it's going to be.
Yeah, this does a pretty good job, I think, showing that. And there may even be some school delays in spots. You think of Rumford and up to Farmington, perhaps, at maybe the southern extent, but then, Rangeley, Eustis, Greenville, Jackman, more likely up there. There are some issues. Whereas for the vast majority, this is just rain.
And I think, too, I don't know if this is a common thing here. I'm just learning. Like I like using landmarks to describe where things will or will not be. But the last several have been along Route 2 through Bangor and into Calais. North of that is where you're going to see this transition.
That's pretty
zone.
classic.
That's a common thing?
Yeah, Route 2 is almost always a divide.
Yeah. And that must run, I think I've asked you, right along the foothills.
Right.
So
and it's funny, actually. It's similar to our south in Massachusetts. Like 495 is very often where a rain-snow line will set up. And it happens to be that 495 is kind of on a geographic boundary where then it gets a little higher.
Engineers were smart.
Yeah, and then there's an inside there, like 95, which is 128, like worst road to drive on around Boston.
I thought it was 95.
Well, the locals call it 128.
Okay.
But
Is that 95?
95 and 128. Yeah.
It's the one and the same?
It's one and the same.
Oh, my.
But 128's a little lower, but still higher than the coast. So
Yeah.
There are kind of those geographic interstate state road things in New England, it seems like.
It's good, though. I mean, it makes sense that they would
Yeah.
try to build these roads on paths of least resistance
Right.
when they're constructing them. So
Exactly.
good for us. We can use them
Yeah,
in a
it's
different
helpful.
way. Yeah.
Into the far north, there will be accumulating snow too, especially Caribou northward. I think like the Greenville, Millinocket, Holton area, you may get some snow, but then it's ice after that.
And on the Weather Service warnings, that's probably the tell on why they're winter
Right.
storm warning in that northern section of Aroostook County. So,
Yeah, agreed.
That's
We'll have to see
I
what
like
happens
that.
in the afternoon, by the way. This model is aggressive at clearing western Maine. It's possible near the New Hampshire border you see some afternoon sun and you get into the 50s. It really gets New Hampshire into the 60s. I was looking at some of the high-res models, though. They're probably, this is at least a low cloud cover, and there may even be some fog tomorrow evening and tomorrow night from the mid-coast into eastern Maine, and then it may try to form on the coast, too, overnight tomorrow night. So I doubt we clear a lot of areas completely, but it's possible that you get a little bonus late-day sun near the New Hampshire border as we see it. And then Saturday is your pick of the weekend.
Yep. And Saturday is not Easter.
No, it's not Easter.
No.
I did want to mention on Saturday, though, in the afternoon, the wind may get a little gusty out of the east and southeast. There's another big high here, and then here's your next low. So the pressure gradient in between the two of them, it doesn't strike me as a Saturday where at like 3 in the afternoon I'd want to go for a walk on the beach. Unless I've got...
Are you going for walks on the beach regularly yet?
Not regularly yet.
Barefoot?
No, not yet. But, I know people bring their dogs out and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I am, usually it's enticing if the sun is out
Oh,
in
yeah.
April to do that.
Will the sand come up too? Like, will it get warm? The sand?
Yeah.
If it's dry, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially at 1 in the afternoon.
Well, I know, like, in the summer, you're like,
Oh, yeah.
you're hot potatoing off the sand. Yeah, 'cause
exactly.
it's so hot, but yeah.
I think that Saturday, though, like in the afternoon, there's probably a little bit of a bite to the wind at the ocean, and the temperature may even go down a little bit in the afternoon at the ocean. So we actually have the inland high on Saturday a little bit warmer than the coast. So
Does our in-house modeling go out yet
Yes.
through Sunday? It goes through Sunday.
I don't know if it goes through Sunday, but it definitely has
Okay.
Saturday. It has some of Sunday.
Okay, I wanted to.
So there's that. Actually, this does a pretty good job
There you
showing
go.
that too.
Rockland 39. Yeah.
I don't know if it'll be that dramatic, but the wind Saturday afternoon is probably kicking a little bit. And then this has a little patchy mix.
That's early.
So yeah, Sunday morning. I think that this is probably a little overdone, but up in the mountains, maybe there are a few slick spots first thing on Sunday. By that point, we would have gone through this routine a couple of times this week, so hopefully not too much of a problem. This does have some pretty decent downpours that come through midday, but there are some signs that maybe like by 5 or 6 o'clock, most of the rain is over.
So you're saying we still have a chance
We
to
got a
hunt
chance.
for some Easter eggs late?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a nice day, and probably
No.
the bulk of the rain is during the middle of the day, which is unfortunate.
It's a bummer, yeah.
Yeah. The farther inland and northwest you are, though, I think by 4 or 5 o'clock, like, Freiburg, Lewiston probably.
Backside of the front will have
like
already
it
come through.
should be better by late day. And now the sun goes down past 7, so we have that benefit, too.
I think I put, not on this one, but another graphic where every bunny gets rain.
Every bunny gets rain. That does work.
It works.
That does work.
It should.
Yeah.
We do. I think we have a button downstairs where if they push it,
Yeah,
it might be
sadly that button's not going to work soon.
it's either that or
Sadly, that button's going away.
or I think there was a price.
We have a
right
change
one.
coming to our
Yeah.
control room.
Yeah.
But Gordon in the mornings, who has done audio on the morning show
would he
for
do
like
it?
40 years, he is very good
Oh, God.
at the sounds. Like
Yeah.
if Lee or Sharon get Todd going and then he goes off the rails, he'll
Yeah.
be like, I want sound
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. It's good.
He's very good at that. So anyway, next week looks cold. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. Cold, in quotes, but it should be less active, which is good. So
Opening day's Tuesday. I can't believe it's 44.
I
on the
know.
high.
And
But
opening day for the Sox at home is tomorrow, by the way,
Oh, man.
at Fenway.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. Thanks for being here. We're out of time. We'll see you tomorrow.